Big shout out, big shout out. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. That video always gets me though. That video always gets me. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod Point. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for spending your morning with me for a few hours. Hopefully it won't be too long. Big shout out to everyone here. Let me get to the chat room real quick before we start. If the host of the most, Jrod Point, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let me say big shout out to Amy Conway. Big shout out to Melissa. Big shout out to Cindy Abbott. Big shout out to Dorelli. Big shout out to all of y'all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's an honor for me to spend a little time with y'all talking true crime. Hopefully y'all like the early music to get everyone in here. It's exclusive from D-Word Entertainment. Thank you so much. Big shout out to my boy Truth. Amazing artist. Amazing businessman too. My brother from another mother. Big shout outs to you. How y'all ladies feel today? Let me see if we get some of the fellas in here. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Amy Conway. Her birthday is going to be next Monday. Happy birthday. Early birthday. Many wishes. We wish you the best. Thank you so much for being one of the best, if not the best moderator that we have here in this community. Thank you so much. The On Point family, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. Big shout out to it, Cindy Abbott. Glad to see ya. So today's topic is gonna be the change of venue. It's gonna be the trial date. We're gonna have a quick conversation. I wanna know how y'all feel. Let me know how you feel about the trial date. Big shout out to Melissa. Absolutely love seeing my dad healthy face on YouTube. I miss him so much. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out to your dad. Melissa, hear us. Thank you so much for the mic check. Amy Conway said, "Who's your dad?" Hi everyone. Mic check from Amy Conway. Her dad is Mike Beresowski. Big shout out to Mike. She said the man next to her in the picture. Big shout out to Mike. Cindy Abbott says she's good, ready to go. Thank you so much. Very appreciate it. Mad love, Amy Conway. Found this train how the judge talked like y'all planning like he knows. But you see, Amy, in this Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, we could expect some kind of collaboration between all parties involved. You see, I see it this way. I see it this way, right? The more difficult prosecution makes it for the whole process, it's gonna take longer. in reality, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Melissa. Yeah, I hate slaughtering people's names. I'm trying to have, like, with my language barrier, I try to have like the best pronunciation possible. Thank you so much. As we grow as content creators here in YouTube True Crime, we try to perform better, speak better, have our podcast sounding better sound quality. Hopefully the sound is pretty good. She said you're making me cry. No, no worry. Melissa, you are home. Very appreciated. Thank you for spending your time with us. Big shout out to your whole family. Thank you for being here. Every moderator, every sub is very appreciated here. Without Ja is not me. Without Ja is no me. So thank you so much for each one of y'all. They give us the benefit of the doubt and give us the opportunity to be here in YouTube True Crime, having a conversation about cases which we've been talking about lately about the Idaho 4 case. Rest in peace to all the victims. You see, I did a rant live stream, which at the end of the day, I mean what I say what I mean. I stand in what I say. And in moments of anger like that and frustration, sometimes we really don't care about the people that at some point love the victims, but then now they see themselves in a pickle, which is the family members. And yeah, I said that I really don't care about how they feel. I do care about Kara. I tell you that much. I do care about Kara. I had the chance to have conversations with her. I felt deeply and under my skin her pain when she was talking to me about her beloved daughter. I want you to know, if y'all didn't know, the Kara is a very strong female, very strong, with a heart of a giant. Big shout out to Kara. We love you. We appreciate you. We support you. Can't wait for you to reach out back again as soon as you have the opportunity. We miss you. Rest in peace, Santa, and the whole Idaho folk. If you ask me deeply in my heart, I would love to have a conversation with Mr. Steve Goncalves. And when I say the last name Goncalves, you gotta understand that it's a Portuguese accent to it. So I totally understand a lot of people, for example, from Europe, will not understand this sometimes. Especially a person like me that research a lot. I like to pronounce last names as accurate. So we a little Portuguese and Spanglish. The last name is Goncalves. I'm sorry that you don't have the Portuguese Spanish element to it. I do. Don't hate. Big shout outs to you. You know who you are. Big shout outs to you. You my guy, man. No harm, no foul. We got a little mouthpiece here, but we do appreciate everything you do for us. Big shout out to you. Just needed to let you know the last name Goncalves is how he sounds. I would love to have a conversation with Steve Goncalves. I would love to have a conversation with Mr. Goncalves. I just want to let him know that I know I just want to let him know that I know. It's many times that I feel like to reach out. I already did a first contact, which it was positive. Big shout out to the Goncalves family. Even though I have very, very high criticism about them and their daughter Olivia, and I have my own opinion, but I reserve my opinion to have an open heart, to have the opportunity to see if me having a conversation with Mr. Goncalves Sr., I had the opportunity to let him know that he's okay. But something needs to be done, and the wrong needs to get right. The wrongs needs to be made right. We're still on time to put the right pressure to stop everything in dead motion. And make sure the authorities understand and the state understand that it don't matter if it's a little bit of dirt under the nails. The victims need justice. And I believe Mr. Goncalves won't mind take to the chin whatever wrongdoing, if any. And when I say that, I want to be very clear. When I mean probably wrongdoer from the Goncalves family, as far as in my belief, they should make themselves totally accessible to being dragged through the mud to get investigated, everything and everyone, friends, enemies, lovers, haters, roommates, boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, of all the victims. In the same way y'all talk about anything about what y'all say you have about Mr. Bryan Kohberger, in the same way you needed to have everyone's data, everyone's information, everyone's alibi, and not just an alibi, but a confirmed alibi that it could be useful in court. So we're not looking at you like you're a suspect, like in the same way we're looking at the whole inner circle, Jack D and friends, ex-boyfriend and boyfriend, and everyone and anyone that hated these victims, fraternities, sororities, anyone and anyone, staff of the college. I don't care who you are. But this massacre would not happen if the vandals would be protecting vandals. In the same way, we all know that in that community, no outsider is allowed unless is invited by family relation or fraternity relation interaction. Is no gangs, is no mob, is no nothing criminal outsider the University of Idaho. So we understand that if it's any criminal element within the Greek life community, is within. Ain't no one from outside coming in to create ruckus. All the ruckus is within. All the violence is within. People don't understand that it's been years and years and years, because if you haven't done your homework, you should. It's been years and years of death in the University of Idaho, and none of them has gotten resolved. Do you understand that all this is man-made? All the way from the killing, all the way from the covering of the killing to make a college, their staff and members look good. Can I get a witness? I'm looking at the chat. Be nice to me in the chat. Chat, 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 chat. We're back. Be nice to me. Talk to me nice. Big shout out to everyone here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's Jrod on point, talking Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. Here in Jrod on Point True Crime Podcast. The podcast environment, I think it suits me right. It's great, and I totally understand that. Yeah, y'all been telling me y'all love every time, I turn the camera and I just, I'm saying, let y'all see, how the studio look now and stuff like that. I'm saying? I have to make y'all miss, yeah. So, when we turn on the cameras and y'all see the lights and y'all see the, the new stuff that, thank you for all your donations to the Cash App, the TheOnPointFamily. If y'all don't know, y'all can always donate to the Cash App, the TheOnPointFamily, and it's very appreciated. Thanks for all your donations, everything that y'all doing for us. We're putting it together for the family and to make sure that our production level and value increase, and we have a better look, better lights, better backgrounds. As always, we got the beautiful pictures of my kids, the certificates of progress and honors, and the beautiful studio that we have here at home. Thanks to you and your donations, we have grown for the past 2 years, and we appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So it's been years and years of the same tendency of students not being safe within the premises of the University of Idaho and localities within the Greek life community. Again, fraternities and sororities, they're supposed to look after each other like they always do, right? So how come then a massacre like this happened on the premises and no authority was called for 7 hours and a half, let's say 8 hours? Let's say within all the process all the way to 12 p.m. Let's say within the whole process of 5 p.m. when everyone got there. Because from 12 p.m. all the way to 5 p.m., what was going on in that house after the cops got there? Because he was being supervised by Moscow PD, right? And the University of Idaho PD. Private security, whatever you want to call it. So that murder scene is being literally put on hold because, again, let's listen Let's listen. I need you to pay attention. Let me take a little second. Coroner says she wrapped victim's hands. I'm waiting for fingernails, scrapings, reports, where it is. Well, you see, um, talking about the fingernails, it was reports, which again, take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. Okay, I'm not saying this is facts, but I heard reports that some fingernails were gone. I don't know if it was all of them. I don't know the capacity or gravity of it. I don't know if it was few nails or nails from all hands. Had no idea. And I don't even know if this information is even true. But it's being reported out there. I hope the heavens above everything comes to the light. The brightness, yes, yes, yes. So before we get to the trial date, and we get to talk about the relocation, possible relocation of venue. We need to talk about, let's say by any example, we're gonna recreate, and hopefully everybody's paying attention to what we're doing here. So I need to take a couple of content creators to school. Got to take them back to school, to true crime school. See if with this conversation they could understand certain things about. Because again, if you say you have investigated these cases day one, you have to see what I see. You have to. There's no other way possible that you have investigated this case. And I'm telling you what I'm telling you here in my platform. And you're going to come and tell me that that's far-fetched. There's no way in hell. Because I have sat here. Big shout out to Alex. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Alex, by the way, I know you gave me you asked me a question about the super chats. I picked on you a little bit because you my peoples. But big shout out, Matt, love for you. The best way to donate is right here in the Cash App, the On Point Family. This is the best way. YouTube takes too much money. YouTube take too much money from super chats and stuff like that. Even our views are all messed up. I mean, lately, I guess I've been catching algorithm. Big shout outs. But the best way to donate to the On Point Family, Jrod On Point True Crime, is right here in the Cash App, the On Point Family. Very so much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciated. Alex, the biggest influence in all this seems to be the least spoken about. But you see, let's be clear, because in this whole protocol of damage control and controlling chaos, it's a formula for all that. It's a way to control chaos when you have the power and the minions and those like you that understand the system that you into. Understand the secrecy of fraternities, sororities, low levels Illuminatis, because yes, is low soldier level of Illuminati, very low levels. Listen, y'all need to understand that fraternities and sororities are the gangs for the high people, for the high 1%. These youngins, yeah, they going for a higher learning, right? And they also going to learn to get a position in government, politics, private sectors, places in power. So all these youngins, they come up and get selected for these fraternities, get selected for this university, because it's all a selection. This is all a very 1% of all races. In an environment like this, everything is absolutely controlled by one person and one person only, so-called king, which is Scott Green. Nothing moves in Moscow, Idaho, unless Scott Green says so. You need to do your homework. Don't come at me saying like, oh, why you gonna talk about this man, this billionaire, and da 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 da? How you dare, and this and that? Well, guess what? Is the truth. Because this is the most powerful guy in the whole area. And you're not gonna tell me that when the victims got killed, let's say, let's give and take from 3 o'clock in the morning all the way to 4 o'clock a.m. The chaplain said that 2 o'clock, 2:30 is the darkest hour. If she knows something that I don't know, I will say that she knows that they got killed around 2 o'clock in the morning, and all data from everyone's cell phone was made up by the killers. So you're telling me the killers knew the victims in the same way y'all been screaming from the top of your lungs. They're Goncalves family, Steve Goncalves, everyone has said it. The person that killed the victims knew the victim. This is not a stranger. Steve Goncalves said it very clear. You're not going to tell me this was a random driving by killer looking for a victim. It's not going to happen. Moscow PD said very clear this is a passionate crime. Targeted. They got isolated. That means all the vandals turned their back on the victims. Is the only way that this could have happened. The vandals taking judgment and execution. It seems like these youngins, these 4 young adults, were sentenced to death by their own vandal peers. Is in the only way this crime could have happened. The boys had absolute control of the house. The back door is wide open. Guess what? Someone from inside kicked the chair of the back door, because that chair, that stool, that wood stool was what was locking the back door. It was convenient for the boys to keep those doors unlocked so they could come in and out as they please, to do whatever they want, whatever they please. Because the frat boys, the bat boys, control the whole area. They control the house. They control houses around that house. Everyone around that house is a frat boy or a sorority girl. They are all part of the Greek life. Everyone that lives in that block. You're not going to tell me the vandals took judgment and execution of their own peers. You're not going to tell me that when this crime was occurring, you're not going to tell me that it was no witnesses. You're not going to tell me that people was not outside waiting to see who comes out the house alive. You're sentenced to death, Kiely, Maddie, Ethan, and Santa. Y'all could have put all your anger on them, because if y'all decided that due to whatever personal issue y'all have with these victims was enough to kill them, y'all make sure that everyone knew what was about to happen, so everyone would have shut the fuck up. The Snapchat was hot that night. We all know Snapchat was hot that night. We all know. It's in the only way this crime could have occurred. Vandals killing vandals. Is no drug cartel. Is no Christchurch. Is no Aryan Nation. Is not the aliens. Is not the cartel. Is not no family member. If you ask me, this was vandals killing vandals due to the information that we have. Y'all could all have a reason to do so. Y'all have motives. It's ex-boyfriends and boyfriend that has all wounds. Those wounds could have opened up in a critical way if we a secret that is bad enough to have someone going that nuts. A tic-tac bomb, an accident waiting to happen, living on the edge, waiting for that right trigger, or in this case, the wrong trigger, to make him black the fuck out. Especially if it was some kind of influence with alcohol and possible drugs. But it's well known in that community that the boys, frat boys, had total control of that house. Whatever they say so is a go. This crime could have not occurred if it wasn't vandals killing vandals. So if the Chapins, let's say if the Chapins are correct, right? If they know something that I don't know. Let's paint that picture here. That means that every cell phone data after 2:30 was recreated by the killers. At this day today, we still don't know if Dylan Mortensen had any part taken in this crime. We don't know if she was in the killing crew too. At least if you ask me, she enabled the fuckery. She probably was instigating this shit for a long time and setting everyone up in the right mood to do some shit like that, if you ask me. And by the way, for all those idiots that say that Dylan Mortensen is a transgender, no, she's not. Dylan Mortensen is not a transgender. No sorority accepts or allows transgenders in their sororities. That's a proven fact. Dylan Mortensen belongs to a sorority. She wouldn't be able to be in a sorority if she was a transgender. They are not inclusive. Sorry for you, Patchity Patch. It sucks to be you. Because you also been wrong since day one. Sucks to be you. And you a little cuckoo. Not little. Pretty cuckoo. If you ask me too. Very unbalanced. A lot of lies. At this point, no one believes you. So stop wasting your time. You got debunked long time ago as a liar. You lying to yourself, if you ask me. Being a female, try to be a man, disrespecting men with your female voice. Can't even grow a beard. Let me stop fucking with you. All right. So, no, Dylan Mortensen is not a transgender. Let's get that out the way. So, we could believe that the killers knew that they will have someone within the inside of the house that it would have unlocked the back door, would have shut off the back lights. And everyone knows that when you shut off the back lights, if you're coming from Jack Decor's house around the fence, no one would see the killers coming in. No one would see the killers getting out the back door, walking around the fence and going towards Jack Decor's house and leaving a white Elantra to clean up. Right? Because you know the white Elantra story came from a real fact. Because they could not invent that. Because if they created that one fact about the white Elantra, if they, by any given chance in hell, they lie about that, it's gonna come out in court. And you know how many heads are gonna roll? And I'm talking about legally. You know how many heads are going to roll? Because allegedly, right? Not allegedly, actually, that's a fact. That an FBI expert said that a 2011 Elantra left the area at some point. So if that was truth, the Idaho 4 got murdered between 2 o'clock and 2:30, and those calls to Jack Decor from both cell phones of Maddie and Kiely were made by the killers in the same way they order Santa's food and all that to throw the timeline. We could tell that this is very smart, not smart people. They thought some of it out, but they didn't thought about everything. because the rush of getting it done that night. Because if you wouldn't got it done that night, you wouldn't be able to do it ever, because your target was Kiely. I totally understand people want to say, oh, Maddie was the target. Maddie was the target. What make you think that? Who's the superstar family? Let me repeat, who's the superstar victim's family in this whole story? The Goncalves family, right? What makes you believe that the target was Maddie? I repeat, what makes you believe the target was even Ethan? It could have been, because let's say, by example, if that fight with Loach would have caused the Loach and Jack Decor sentence these young adults to death and put things in motion, I could believe that it could have been 3 to 4 killers. And I give you that. It could be a chance there that within the killers, Loach was with them. And if Loach was with them, it's a chance that Loach killed Ethan and end up killing Santa for rejection. Jack the Cole up there. Oh, believe me, Maddie's boyfriend is still not out the water yet. Because there's a chance that Maddie's boyfriend and Jack Decor were on the third floor getting their way with Maddie and Kiely. Overdoing Kiely, because Kiely, if you ask me, was the leader of the pack. And when I mean leader of the pack, she was the heart and soul of the 4 friends. She was the person that everyone could rely upon. The Goncalves family said that she was not afraid of a fight. And she always picked her piece. And people going to see here and think that it's a Bryan Kohberger at the age of 28. Spent all his life studying, try to be in law enforcement. Moscow PD found out that a white Helantra was involved, and now you're looking for a white Helantra cross the border in Washington. By the coincidence, in the University of Washington, Washington State University, how convenient that you, Moscow PD, started looking for white Helantras in Washington State University to blame a student from the University of Washington. You found Brett Kopaka. You went for him first. Didn't work. He didn't give up. In my belief, he knew he was about to get set up for the Idaho 4 killing. He didn't cooperate. He got murdered. The cops got clear of any wrongdoing. That's another story for the books for Moscow PD and Pullman. Collaboration. Soon as that one didn't work out, what you do? You go for the second option and you make sure that that second option, you didn't fuck that up this time, because that was the only other option that you had, didn't you? If that wouldn't work out, you wouldn't know what the fuck would have worked out. Because if it was not for Bryan Kohberger driving by himself at night, that morning, and be caught up probably in some cameras, somehow you made it all believe that Bryan Kohberger crossed state lines and murdered these 4 young adults. With no witness, they will put Bryan Kohberger in the house besides the IGG, which is outside of the trial evidence pile, not useful in court. Cheers. Big shout out to Joanne. Thank you for being here. Joanne. Big shout out to Joanne. Thank you for being here. You know I'm focused. Big shout out to Joanne. Joanne from Utah. Big shout out to Joanne. Amy Conway, say hi. And you somehow use the name of the FBI agents to put together a sham of cast to present it in a secret grand indictment and not saving the work, not saving how you got to those results, which you knew that Ann Taylor would have asked for that at some point. But you have the balls and you were so brazen that you created a profile and you deleted the work. As long as you had a secret indictment coming back, you didn't care about anything else, because as long as you have a warm body locked up to shut the community up and shut the families up and make everyone believe that you have everything under control and now everything is busting in your face, no Diddy in court. I'm glad the judge let everyone know, and I know when he said that he didn't direct this coming to the prosecution, but he said it because he know the prosecution are dragging their feet. He would love to see more collaboration and have everyone assessing whatever issue to make sure everything runs smoothly, and the sooner the better. Sooner the judge said that, I knew he was bullshitting. Because he know prosecution already said that they are not going to give nothing until September. And probably by the time they give you whatever they have in September is not even enough even to go to trial. All because y'all want to protect the vandals. Everything because y'all want to protect the interests and fame and honor of the University of Idaho, which they don't have no honor, no loyalty to their own vandals. Let me tell you right now, you are not going to tell me that it's not students right now from the University of Idaho that they are backing out. You are not going to tell me that it's not students right now that they will keep a secret, but they are actually out. And they don't want to come back because they know that they will get killed too. Because there's no honors between vandals. We know this. Research the word vandal and what it means. It doesn't mean nothing nice. The vandals will vandalize. That's a crime. So the name of this university is the vandals, right? The name of their breed of students. That's a criminal name, because if you calling their students vandals, you calling criminals, because vandalizing is criminal, and to a certain extent, some vandalism goes federal. You are not calling these students the angels. You're not calling these students the saints. You are not calling these students nothing sport related, because the vandals name is not a sport related name. Again, vandals are criminals, and that's the truth. The word vandal comes from a criminal act. A vandal is the person that vandalized and committed a crime, right? Ain't that very self-explanatory? Can we see the corruption right on our face, just letting us know like they just roll shit? Having the parents believe in the story. The parents don't even believe nothing, but they just had to roll with it. And they actually probably believe the stories from the state influenced by the University of Idaho. Not to make it too long, because today's topic is change of venue. Will change the trial date. We have the lawyer from the Goncalves saying that with a change of venue, they say that it will not affect the trial date. That's cap. It don't matter where you go outside of Layton County. And I want to make sure, and Taylor said it very clear in court. I want to make sure that everyone understand that these due to change a change of venue. So literally, Ann Taylor was telling the whole court, y'all wasting your time. Thank you for the check. Of course, she's gonna play along because she want her cut of the check. She want the cake. She want her cut, her piece of the pie, her piece of the cake. She want her money too. She gonna battle. I'll tell you what, right now, she gonna battle for Bryan Kohberger. I believe she gonna get the man out. And I believe that she gonna prove in court way before a dismissal that actually Bryan Kohberger did not commit this crime, because she understand that if he get let go, they're gonna try to stigmatize this guy. They're gonna try to say he's the real killer, and somehow Moscow PD messed up their investigation with corruption. Y'all need to understand that the trial date, it don't matter where they go outside of Layton County. The trial date, unfortunately, is going to change. Every court got their different cases going on. They have their own schedule going on. And I believe that if it's a change of venue, a trial date will change. And also, let me leave an open door. Let me leave an open door. If that courthouse that they choose to move the case to have the open date, they keep it. If the court that they select to take this case to have an opening and ready for trial, if they have an opening, they don't have nothing going on, the same trial they picked and choose already, is a 10% chance, and I want to make that clear. I'm gonna leave the door open. Is a 10% chance that wherever they select, wherever they go, if they have that day open and they ready, they'll keep January 2025. June, actually. My apologies. June 2025. January is too early. I don't think no one be ready for January. It'd be too early. 10% chance that if the change of venue occur, 10% chance that they keep the trial date. But we need to be very realistic. Every courthouse has their own schedule. They have their own thing going on, their own priorities, their own cases. When these courthouses get presented with this transfer, whenever it happens, the whole process has to get adjusted to the schedule of that particular courthouse. Big shout out to Kiely. She said it was personal. It felt personal. I mean, oh my God, yes. These young adults got gutted. At least Kiely got gutted. That's what the forensic report indicates. It's gross. It's gross to say, yeah. It is sad, and it's gross to say that yes, these people that committed this massacre, it was so personal, so passionate for them, so personal, close and personal. Long years of wounds, long years of probably deception, long years of lies, probably, long years of being taken advantage of, which way that was. We totally understand that, Kiely and Maddie were not no saints. Rest in peace, their soul. No young adult is perfect. We need to understand that we make mistakes, and sometimes we make mistakes with that we don't believe that we will get killed by those people that one time told us that they love us. These type of crimes only occur within. These type of crimes only occur within. It's sad to say that it's a fact that none of the inner circle, none of the students from the University of Idaho got investigated. Is no proof, is no document, is no affidavit, is nothing that indicates that none of these people, by the time they got clean and clear, it was all out of face value. It was all influenced by Mr. Scott Green telling Moscow PD, you better look away. You better figure this shit out. Actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna figure this shit out for you. You just do what I tell you to do. Big shout out to Caitlin. Everyone knows that Chief Fry was a puppet. He was such a puppet. Everyone knew that he was such a puppet and bad for the job that no one select him for sheriff. I think he got like a 2% of votes. We need to understand the authorities, the detective, Chief Fry, and the coroner, medical examiner, whatever you want to call it, did not got to 1122 Queens Road. And yes, it's Queens Road. We even hear cops and body cameras calling it Queens Road. Actually, they call it Queen Street in the body cam. So all these people calling it 1122 Kings Road. Listen, man, y'all glitching. The court is glitching. How you gonna have court paperwork saying 1122 Kings Road when the murder, this massacre, did not occur in 1122 Kings Road? It happens in 1122 Queens Road. The driveway is on Queens Road. Stop playing yourself. Ain't no one here in this channel glitching but you. Those people that said 1122 Kings Road. Again, even the court is glitching. This is how bad this case is. They don't even have the right address of the murder scene. They got rid of the crime scene. They got rid of the crime scene, guys. You know why? Because no jury would believe that Dylan Mortensen didn't hear nothing. Also, no one will believe that Dylan Mortensen did not know what was about to occur. Again, we keep keeping Bethany outside of things. You know why? Because Bethany was the only one that wanted to speak with Ann Taylor. She wanted to talk to Ann Taylor. That tells me that she got caught by surprise with the event, with the massacre. I believe Bethany Funk don't have no wrongdoing with this crime. That's my personal opinion, due to the information available. Yes, Amy Conway, three to four killers. Guys, ain't no Bryan Kohberger committed this crime. I'll tell you that much. The change in venue, I believe it will happen, and it was guaranteed when Howard Blum put that book out. It was a guarantee due to all the promo that he's been getting in true crime, between true crime content creators that keep bringing this guy in because he's convenient for publicity, it's convenient for future appearances somewhere else. You allow him in, you allow the devil in, you get put up. Thanks to Howard Blunt, the change of venue will happen. Also, 90% sure that the trial date is going to be pushed back. At the end of the day, by the time everything is done and over with, by the time they done finish playing with their food, Bryan Kohberger is going to be free. And this crime probably will never get resolved. If you ask me, the only way this case is going to get resolved is if the FBI take over this case. If the FBI takes over this case after Bryan Kohberger gets released due to his innocence, it'll be the only way possible that this crime will get justice. And that's if the FBI takes over this case. If the FBI don't take over this case, guys, unfortunately, the state is going to pay a whole bunch of millions of dollars to the families, going to pay a whole bunch of millions of dollars to Bryan Kohberger, going to send more federal funds to the University of Idaho. And unfortunately, the Idaho folk might never get justice. We're going to leave it here for today. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I think that we cover basically everything we needed to talk about. Big shout out to all the moderators. Big shout out to Kiely. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you so much for being here. Big shout out to Melissa. Big shout out to Alex. Thank you for being here. Big shout out to Cindy Abbott. Yes, this case is falling apart. Melissa said they not like us. Big shout out to Kendra Lamar. You're good. She said I don't take sides. Big shout out to everyone. Guys, hopefully the Idaho folk get justice. That's all we want. We don't care about the powers to be. We don't care about Mr. Scott Green. We don't care about the vandals. We want whoever killed these young adults, we want them to face justice. And if that means arresting the whole University of Idaho with staff and Scott Green and Dean and everyone, every single member of the Greek Life Council, every single lead on the fraternities and sororities from where the killers are from, I don't care who you are. The Idaho folk deserve justice, and justice must get served in the cold plate. Big shout out for everyone that came by. Thank you so much. If you see some value in the content that we provide here for you, please make sure to send your donations to the Cash App, TheOnPointFamily. Very appreciated. Thank you everyone for being here. Make sure y'all also subscribe to True Crime Chat Room. We're gonna be in True Crime Chat Rooms by 12 p.m. today. I would like to say today by 12 p.m. We're gonna be live with Miss Holly Martin, the original Miss Holly Martin. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Make sure everybody subscribe to True Crime Chat Rooms. Make sure also, please, everyone subscribe to Miss Holly Martin. If you want to show Holly Martin some love, send her a Cash App for a coffee or whatever. Make sure you send her some love to her Cash App, Holly Mart. Big shout out to everyone. Make sure that you click like, subscribe, and share the content. And I think this is gonna be all for tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. If we have anything that we have to talk about before we call it a day. Thank you, Amy Conway. Good night. Very appreciate it. Big shout out to Cindy Alba. Thank you so much. Very appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the moderators. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. And without guys, no me. Make sure everyone love each other. Give yourself a hug. Love yourself. Love your family. Love your neighbors. And as always, your brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I'm nothing special. I believe that you're going to do the right things for yourself and everyone around you. Your brother that always love you, never turn their back on you. Jrod on point. Big shout out to all the moderators. Big shout out to all the subscribers. I love you so much, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. We'll be back tomorrow. I mean today by 12 p.m. True Crime Chat Rooms. Don't forget. I see ya there. Big shout out to everyone.
Pero tampoco llegamos al piso. Y sin fantasear, vamos a la estratosfera, a lo espacial. Ponte el cinturón pa' que no te vayas a marear, porque este viaje te va a enamorar.
Damn, Papi, nah, it's been on you all night.
Yo, baby boo, you know that I got you.
You know you are so sexy.
Oh, by the way, what's your number?
508, I'll give it away.
Oh, for sure.
Keep it on the low, alright?
Kiana!
Done daddy. The way you look, the way you dress, it has me speechless. I can't wait, won't hesitate to share in your caress. I get the butterflies when you're around me. I'm so curious and wanna take you home with me.
Llegando al mundo de la fantasía, para que te des de cuenta que entre tú y yo, mujer, el mundo vamos a recorrer en primera clase, para que nuestras pasiones se puedan desenvolver.